If you think about it, the four things that I've just talked about, the first one was quizzing. It teaches you lifelong curiosity. It teaches you first principles, and I think that they're super useful for life. The second one, which is languages and multicultural, multi-language stuff. And by the way, my sort of logic after that has been that every decade of my life, I will learn a foreign language. So far stuck to it. As I enter my next decade, I'll choose one of the foreign languages to learn. But so far, every decade I've picked one foreign language. And so it helps you with cultural understanding. It also helps you with diversity, because you say, oh, you have to have sort of diversity and inclusion about genders and religions and castes and stuff like that. Of course, region is also one of them, right? Different country. So it forces you to respect their diversity. I have not seen somebody who spends time, energy, effort in really learning their language and their culture, and then basically says, they're stupid people. You usually say they're stupid people when you don't know them, right? It's the middle America that is culturally more so-called more racist than the coasts. There's a reason for that. Middle America is essentially more insular, hasn't had much exposure. They're not bad people. The moment they have exposure, they open their mind to understanding how other cultures operate, right? The third one, which I've just spoken about, which is photography, is all about focus, mindfulness, and observation. Honestly, many of us, I'm sure you will agree, can't sit idle and just think for 45 minutes. Today, even if you go and stand in a queue somewhere, it's okay as long as you have your phone. If you don't have a phone and you have to just while your time for 45 minutes, you're super irritated. If you go to a forest or a safari, you will not have mobile signals in most of the time, and even if you do, you're not going to be allowed to use it. And therefore, it teaches you to actually just take in that mindfulness when there's no digital stimulation bugging you, and you can think about one topic for a long time. Of course, you can also learn meditation and some of the fantastic techniques that are there in Buddhism, Hinduism, and pretty much all religions. But instead of doing all of that, I have actually found that I can get my focus and my mindfulness through this and observation. Almost every Insta post of mine will have certain observations either about the animal or its behavior or some other cultural attribute about that animal that I've actually written about in my Instagram posts, right? You just learn to observe and you learn to see why is it that name was even sort of given, right? I mean, very simple example, a very humdrum normal bird called black drongo. I mean, English names in that sense are hardly colorful. If you go to the native Indian names for these birds and animals, they're just so much better. First of all, they have millions of names for those birds. I know of 120 names for peacock. Okay, I know of over 100 names for the elephant. And the amazing thing is, if you learn those names, you don't have to memorize them, but each of those names tells you something about the attribute of that animal. That's just amazing. So, for example, there is a bird called black drongo, which basically attacks predators when it comes, like, let's say a predator bird has come to a nest to steal the egg or something, it attacks the predators, right? And basically it attacks the predators and forces them to go away. And most predators can't take its attacks and it goes away. It's not a predatory bird itself. Now, as a consequence, lots of other birds that are much smaller and diminutive and don't have that skill actually put the nests all around this black drongo's nest. So when you go to a black drongo nest, it will never be alone. It will always be surrounded by lots of birds. And one of the Indian languages, many Indian languages actually call it kotwal, right? And so you ask the guide, "Iska naam kotwal kyun hai?" He said, "Because ye pure ped ka kotwal hi karta hai." And then you observe that behavior and you say, "Wow, this is pretty cool," right? So, and I'm just saying this because only last week I think I posted about it. So the point around observation, learning is always there. Of course, the last one, which is teaching, is you get to contribute to youngsters who are obviously, hopefully better than you. Every V2 should be better than a V1. I'm definitely the V1 generation. You guys are V2 or maybe even V3. So given V3 has to be better than V1, if you contribute to them, then everything else that they already have, which are good, can be better. So way of contributing, you can coach, you learn how to coach. By the way, as a result of going to campuses so often, I've also become a better coach on my day job in the office, because you learn how to teach. You often partner with great teachers and learn a little bit of pedagogy. You don't obviously learn more than 5% of it, but even that 5% is worth it. And you learn every time you teach. You learn. Now, this particular Zoom makes it a little difficult, but otherwise, normally I would go on campus and somewhere along the way, I learn something by speaking to students, either in the course or before the course or after the course. So that's really it.